Hello, good morning. Just waking up to the sounds of the jungle. I'm just gonna wait a few moments to see who's gonna join me today for today's discussion. We're going to be talking about how we're showing up for our own lives and hello, good morning, and how we want to show up for our lives, and how we can really work to align everything, how we're projecting our lives, what's going on through social media, etc., and then what things we want in our lives, how we can really get our brain in the right space, the right energy to start really calling in the things we want in our lives into our lives. So yeah, we're just going to hang out a few more minutes, just let some people join. Hello, good morning, thank you for coming on. I've had a great weekend. I'm just going to quickly share, actually. I went with some new friends who are building a place called Rawtopia, which is an incredible eco-community of people living together on some amazing land here in the valley where I live. And they're going to be having like communal buildings, a temple space. It's all for like vegans and just a place where people can come together and live in harmony and flow. So I'm actually going to be interviewing one of their founding members on Wednesday. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, watch out. It's going to be an awesome chat and you'll get to know more about how they build communities. They've done this all over the world. I think they've built about 10 other communities, which is incredible. So they have this real amazing model for how to make this work. So yes, check that out. I'll let you know when it's going to be aired, but I'm going to be interviewing them on Wednesday. So it's super exciting. Okay, so let's get to today. Notebook. Being clear on who you are. It's so important. How often do we actually take a break, step back, and ask ourselves, who am I? Like, who actually am I? How am I showing up for my life in the world, and how are people perceiving me? So what I highly recommend is getting a pen and paper and just setting aside some time, I can speak English, and just sitting down with yourself and getting really clear about what's going on. And so start with, what do you do? Just what do you do throughout a day? Not just physically, but like mentally. What are you focusing your mind energy on? Because where your energy goes is what you're focusing on. So if you're constantly focusing on worrying or something, then that's your energy is in that energy. So it's about really knowing what's happening in your mind, where your thoughts are going to, and taking charge of that. So just spend some time. What do you do? What's your daily routine? Do you constantly press the alarm and not get out of bed, get out the last minute, and then be rushing? Or are you, do you get up, meditate, tune in with yourself? Just really, really delve in and ask yourself, honestly, what am I doing? Because sometimes, I'm not going to lie, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I meditate and I get up and I do my cacao. But sometimes I just lay in bed, not getting up and not meditating. So I have to be honest with myself. How much am I living and walking my own truths? So start by writing all this down. And then, throughout the week, how does your week look? What do you do? How much time are you devoting to yourself, your self-care, your self-practices? Because it's so easy to, I'll do that later, I'll meditate later, I'll just get this food because it's easy and I can just stuff a sandwich in my face rather than make something more healthy. So actually log in what you're doing, not what you're thinking about, because we can often think, yeah, I'm super healthy, I'm super great, because we've told ourselves this is what we're doing, but are we actually doing it? So that's the first place to start. And then once you've kind of got an idea of like what you're really doing, like this honest inquiry, write another list of what you want to be doing, how you want to be living your life, the things you want to be calling in. It might be, I want to wake up before my alarm, so therefore, you know, I want to go to bed when I'm tired. I'm not going to sit up on my phone scrolling through Facebook. Whatever it is for you, you know, just start to compile this list. You know, maybe I want to do some of the games Vanessa's been talking about. I'm going to play the angel game on my way to work, you know. So I'm going to do my affirmation book because I know it makes me feel better about myself. You know, I'm going to need some quality time to engage with my body, you know, self-massage, whatever this is. You know, really think, how can I improve my just general day-to-day life? What little things can I add in that will make just my daily routine and my weekly routine better? It doesn't have to be these huge things of I'm going to go to the other side of the world and live in a Buddhist monk hermitage, whatever. It could just be as simple as I'm going to do one random act of kindness a day. Okay, so once you've got your list of what you're actually doing, now you have another beautiful list of how you want to be living your life, little things you want to add in. I want you to make another list, and this list is how you are portraying yourself. And this is always going to be an interesting tell. It's how you present yourself on social media, you know, and these things that you do. And I just want you to look at the 3 lists and just compare, you know, how similar are they? You know, how are you really showing up for the life you want to be living? Because the life you want to be living is totally possible. It really is. This is a manifest world, and you know, we are gods. We are manifesting creatures. Everything that we can create in our mind, we can bring into our reality. So we have to know what we want so we can create it, and not just blindly go around doing stuff and not really putting intention behind it. So this is why getting clear about all this stuff is so super important. So yes, make your list. Really take this in-depth look at yourself, and once you know how you can do or what you want to improve, start taking the little steps to start improving it. I know there's some messages here, but I can't really read them. My vision's really blurry this morning. I think I've got coconut oil in my eyes. Anyway, so I will reply. I'll read them afterwards. Thank you very much. So yes, the lists. Then also there's another great list. You know, how do you think other people perceive you? You know, write this down. You know, what your thoughts are, because sometimes this can be really unaligned, because sometimes it's actually our voice, you know, we're projecting our own shadow or our own insecurity onto others and then feeding that back to ourselves. So take a few moments just to, you know, think into that, and just always asking the question, is this true? Is it true? Or is it just my truth? And start to really, you know, ponder what's really going on, and how important is it. Like, I mean, a really great example is when I was sort of challenging myself to start doing these live videos. You know, it was really confronting for me, and it's like wondering what will people think. But then I guess it just comes down to, when you're just being who you are, then it doesn't really matter. And when you can be okay with not being liked, because some people won't like you, some people don't like me, and that's okay. And learning to be okay with that is so liberating, because when you know you're operating from your list of how you want to be and how you want to show up, there's nothing more you can do. You can't show up any better than in your true authenticity. And when you're just acting from your heart and your authenticity, life is good. Life is just easier, because you don't have to work out who you're supposed to be to please everybody else. And you'll never live up to that, because you can't please everybody, and then that's just crazy. So yeah, knowing who you are, and being okay with that, you know, learning to love who you are and all your weirdness and all your silly little quirks that you have, and just allowing like your inner child to come out and do his thing, you know. And yeah, this is where joy lives, just in authenticity. So yeah, check in, just figure out who you really are, and be that person. And so next on my list we have a little exercise. And again, it's about really tuning in to what you want to call into your life, how you want to be living your life, the things you want to do. You know, are you happy in your job? Are you happy in your relationships? Are you happy in your friend groups? Are you happy in your day-to-day, your routines? What are you doing? You know, start thinking about, you know, maybe you don't like yoga. It's okay not to like yoga. You don't have to. In fact, I hate going to yoga classes. I'm going to admit it. I do my own yoga, my own self-practice, and it's the only way that I've managed to drop into it, because seriously, if I had to do another sun salutation, I might just kill somebody and go crazy. So just, yeah, what do you like doing? Just really drop into it and know it's okay to like what you like. You don't have to just do things because it's, you know, we're supposed to. So get clear about that kind of stuff as well. It's really, really great. And yeah, so what the little exercise is once you've sat and had a little think about, you know, what you want in life and how you want to be living your life and what is your ideal life, I want you to write a letter to yourself. Date it. Well, you're going to do 2 letters, but the first one, you date it 1 year in the future, and you write it to you. So it's like, my dearest Vanessa, I'm so glad to be talking to you today. You know, write it as if you are writing it to yourself, and then you tell yourself about your life. You know, it's what's happening for me. I'm like, my dearest Vanessa, I'm so pleased to tell you the Heart Song Band is killing it. You are playing festivals and gigs all over the world. You're having so much fun. So, you know, you write your letter and just stating your truth, stating what's happening in your life, and go as much detail as you want to tell yourself about. Maybe, you know, for me it's like you bought your house and you did all those renovations. You now have this beautiful infinity pool. You know, all the things you want. Don't limit yourself, because it's only you that sets your limits. So if you start getting in the mindset, oh, well, I'm not going to write I have an infinity pool because, you know, I'm never going to have one. How's that going to happen? How am I going to get a water source? You know, you're overthinking it, because at the end of the day, everything is possible. So just write from your heart, from your joy, and just write in this position of a world where you can have anything and everything that you want. So write your letter 1 year in the future, and then go to the next letter, which is going to be 5 years in the future. And so go wild, you know, your wildest dreams, bring them forward, because unless you state your dreams and you dream your dreams, they're not going to happen. They're just not. Someone else isn't going to make up your dream and then just come along and go, oh yeah, here's your dream. You need to dream your dream. So start dreaming your dream and write that dream down. And then once you've written your letters, show them to somebody. Someone you trust, you know, someone that's going to make you feel good, someone that's just as weird as us and wants to do this kind of thing, and they can support your dream. And it's so powerful. There's something so powerful, one, about writing things down, you know, just really, you're taking that energy from your heart and you're putting it from your heart into this reality. And then by reading it aloud, what I did when I did this about 6 months ago with my dearest friend Louise Walker, and we wrote our letters and then we read our letters to each other, and it was so powerful to hear somebody else reading your words. So you're getting to like take it in through your senses, through your ears, breathing it into your heart, and you're hearing it because you write it as it's happened, you know, so it becomes so real and so present. And I'm not even joking, the letter I wrote 6 months ago, 90% of it has come to pass. You know, at that time I didn't know what I was doing with my life, where I was going. I was staying on my friend's boat. Thank you, Justin, I love your boat. And I was in London, and I wrote some things on it. What I want to live in nature. So it was like, my dearest Vanessa, you live in nature. It's so wonderful. You eat food straight from the earth. You drink fresh, clean water, and the air is pure and spirit is everywhere. And I'm doing that. It's happened. I've manifested that into my life. And I read those letters to another friend recently, and was just like, wow, it's really amazing how it's all come to pass. So this is such an incredible exercise to do. It really, really does help get clarity, and so you can focus your energy and moving yourself in that direction. And when you're vibrating in all that doing energy, the universe responds. Opportunities arise, new people come into your life and spark ideas and co-creation. So it really, really is powerful. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to talk to you about today. So thank you so much for joining me. I can see some faces down here, but it's all still really blurry. But I'm going to have a little read. And yes, if you have any comments, please comment below. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about in future or want to jump on conversation with. I'm also looking into bringing guests on into the live show, and just really about having conversation about healing, about living in love, about being, about how awesome and amazing life really is and can be. And when we work together and we bring our vibration together in this harmonious, joyous way of supporting each other with love and raising each other up, life can be so, so magical. So thank you all so much for being with me this morning. I will be broadcasting again on Thursday. We'll be talking about some more good stuff, more little exercises for you to do. If you're interested in one-to-one coaching, I do that. We do it online via Zoom, so we get to talk like this, and I really do guide you through training the brain box to drop out of negative thought patterns, to change behaviors, to move away from addictions, to move away from self-sabotage, and to get clarity about the path you're walking and how to really rise up into that best, greatest, most loving version of yourself. So feel free to reach out and chat with me if you want to delve into the world of coaching. Yeah. Okay, lots of love. Bye.